So, Beats just came out with the Solo 4 headphones. Like any other Marvel movie after Infinity War, these you can probably skip. And if you give me 5 minutes, I'll tell you all about it.
Not even Endgame?
Let's just leave that. These headphones are heavy for on-ears. They're about 217 grams, which doesn't sound like a lot, and it isn't if you were comparing them to over-ear headphones. But the pressure builds over time, and in fact, these headphones are really not all that comfortable, especially if you're going to be listening for hours at a time. You see, all the force goes to the top of your skull and on the outside of your ears, and when that happens, there is a rather large amount of pressure being pushed onto something that's sensitive rather than something that's a lot harder like your skull. For those of you who like to work out, there is no IP rating for these yet. Now, that doesn't mean that your sweat will fry these immediately, but over time you might find that ingress of moisture can gum up the works a little bit and maybe cause a failure. To control the headphones, on the back of the left ear cup there is the Beats logo. You can press the logo and that will serve as your normal functions. Either press it once, twice, 3 times, long press. Also, around the B is a ring. It's actually your volume controls. But beyond that, there's really not much in the way of controls, and that's okay. Connectivity-wise, these are great. Though these only use SBC and AAC, using the Bluetooth 5.3 stack means that you can use these with a lot more modern devices. Also, on the bottom here, you may see a USB-C port and a TRRS jack. That means you can hook up your phone, your computer, really any device that allows the pass-through over a USB connection. This is great. The battery. Good Lord. Using our standardized test, these were able to last 84 hours and 18 minutes. That is insane for a set of headphones like these. Should you use these, you will probably notice that you don't have to charge these all that often, and it should be able to carry you through 2 weeks worth of commutes. The microphone is similarly good. It does a fairly decent job at rejecting incidental noise and echoes, but it struggles a bit with wind, and that's fine. These don't exactly have the best noise canceling technology in the microphones themselves, and that's all right. These are just a set of on-ear headphones. The app. You don't need one if you have an iPhone, but if you're an Android user, you're gonna need this for firmware updates, customizing controls, that sort of thing. There's really not a whole lot that it provides for you except for the Find My Device. If you don't want that, then there's really not much of a reason to do it all that often. You might just want to install it once a month, once every 6 months, just to see if there's a firmware update that might fix something that annoys you, but there's no EQ presets and there's really no other add-ons that really matter except for spatial audio with head tracking, which is an iOS exclusive. Now, the really ugly parts. Price. These are $199.99. If you were hoping for noise canceling, not here. Also, they don't sound good at all. These headphones fall flat in pretty much every test we threw at them, but specifically the multi-dimensional audio quality scores. With a timbre score of 4.3 and everything else falling off pretty hard after that, it's not a big surprise that the overall score was a 3.9, which for $200, you should be getting a lot more. You'll notice that in a very un-Beats-like turn of events, these underemphasize bass, mids, and they wildly overemphasize the highs, which can make these sound a little bright or tinny, which is not something that you'd want out of headphones that you want to commute with. You should be able to take headphones out of the box and they sound pretty good, but the Beats Solo 4 don't. If I were to offer alternatives, I would say you should probably avoid the on-ear design entirely. And the reason why I say that is that fewer and fewer headphone companies are using it for a very good reason. Mainly, all the reasons outlined in this review. If it's tough to get a good fit, then it's tough to get good sound. If you want to spend less than half of the cost of the Beats and have something that looked pretty decent, you're going to want the JLab JBuds Luxe A and C, because not only do they fit better and are much more comfortable in the long run, they have active noise canceling and sound better. Sure, they don't have spatial audio with head tracking, but is that really worth $200? I don't think so. So, should you buy the Beats Solo 4? Yeah, I can't think of a situation where you want to, unless it was the only thing available in an airport vending machine and you love podcasts. That's about it. Truth be told, the poor sound quality is just not something that I personally would be willing to deal with, especially when there are so many options on the market already that are cheaper or perform better at the same price. And if my fake watch has it, it's been 5 minutes already. So thank you all for joining us here at SoundGuys. Happy listening.